It started with us wanting to take a look at the legalization of cannabis in California. Everyone thought it was going to be great. It hasn't worked out for the growers, it hasn't worked out for the dispensaries. There's more illegal growing now, maybe than ever before.
The state bureaucracies that are supposed to be in control don't know what's going on. And no one had done a accountability story of what's going on here. Is this working?
The legislation had all of these key vulnerabilities. They wanted the courts to wipe people's records clean, and yet they put in no mechanism to make sure that it would happen. They wanted a well-regulated market, but they put in no anti-corruption protection to make sure that the black market wouldn't explode.
So that is the outlaw market. That's typical of what we're seeing statewide. But this is a hidden world, and the only way to do that kind of reporting was to be there, talking to people who are growing illegally or workers who have slipped into this country and are desperate for the money.
We just kind of said, why don't we put this all together into a big series?
We're talking photo, video, podcast people, social justice reporters, and just bringing us together and then letting us loose.
We went up and down the state, dug up real estate records, cannabis licensing files, so they left regulation up to the counties and cities. That decision was really the original sin. We uncovered a case of bribery where a six-figure sum was offered in a brown paper bag to a council member.
And in my case, it's rumored that people were dying in the greenhouses turned out to be true.
They'd be using propane heaters indoors without proper ventilation.
Trying to heat their little huts. I mapped 3,000 square miles of known cultivation centers. When you know where the grows are and you know you're looking for carbon monoxide, all of a sudden I could find these deaths and nobody was reporting it. These people were invisible.
Building trust with your subjects, especially on a project like this, is pretty important. A man came up to me and asked me what I was doing, threatened me with a bullet in my head. It was dangerous, but in the end I have a story to tell.
We're able to show that it's basically a failure.
And so if consumers become aware of what went into creating that product, then they have the ability to act responsibly.
The impact has been big. They're going to consider launching a state investigation into corruption in licensing.
So this not only gives a voice to people who are being exploited, now it's holding people accountable to those promises.